Oh, holy hell. Guys. Hey, guys.
What?
Guys.
What? Oh, we.
Yeah,
Stop.
Chaz, you there? Chaz?
Farted on air.
Hey, no, it's okay. I had no idea that this thing was going to start automatically tonight. That's the weirdest thing. Let's
get going,
yeah, let's go for it. What's up, guys? Omega Dudes, episode number 6. We got some interesting news for you, worst Christmas ideas, some cyberpunk folly news, and unpopular opinion. After the intro, what? What's up, guys out there in YouTube land? If you haven't done so already, please subscribe, like this video, comment in the comment section down below. We'd love to hear from you. Let us know what you think. We got a little bit of Christmas get up for everybody out there. It's about a week away. It's the season, man. 'Tis the season. So,
Tis the season.
Yeah. So, news stories.
Whole freaking hole.
So, I got a news story about a woman that received a decent gift recently. So let's start this one out with a joke. Did you guys hear the one about the woman who took a DNA test?
No.
Well,
Not.
here we go. A woman from Detroit named Jamie Hall took a DNA test through Ancestry.com. It confirmed that her father was Philip Peven and he was alive and well. And that'd be that if it weren't for two tiny little issues. Jamie's father, and in fact both of her parents, are deceased. And Philip Peven was not her father's name, but the name of the family doctor. So apparently, Jamie's parents had a hard time getting pregnant. So this was back in the 50s. They went to this hospital, Grace Hospital in Detroit. And their family doctor, Dr. Philip Peven, who's actually now 104 years old, wow. Apparently him, and according to him, a few other doctors, or a bunch of them doing it at the time, whenever someone came in to get a little artificial insemination, he whipped up a fresh batch and let them have it.
Wow.
And they didn't know.
Man, the practice of fertility doctors is it's come a long way, apparently.
Yeah, I thought that was a pretty interesting story.
Wow.
And what's even better is that I guess see back then that was kind of a newer thing. So people, it was just kind of like, we want to get pregnant, and if this will help us, then that's cool. And I mean, I could think of worse sperm donors than a doctor who lived to be 104. He's still alive right now, so you got some decent genetics in there probably, but
genes.
She doesn't sound upset about it at all. She says she sees him more as a scientist than a doctor. And what's funny is that after she did the Ancestry.com DNA test, all of a sudden she started getting contacted by all these half brothers and half sisters and half nephews. And the doctor's like, there could be hundreds out there. You potentially have hundreds of siblings. So, yeah.
This guy... When he says the doctor is in, it's something completely different.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty ridiculous. So second news story. This one I'm actually a big fan of just because it's a good story. So a guy in New Orleans, he was arrested, I don't know, a while ago. 12 years, I think it was, in fact. He was arrested for selling $20 worth of marijuana to the cops. He was sentenced to life in prison because they have one of those, repeat offender, 3-strike law situations down there. But here's the worst part. And I actually wrote this down because I wanted to remember all these details. So the guy's name's Winslow. He was approached by undercover officers in 2008, and they asked him where they could get some marijuana. So Winslow, he's homeless, right? He needs some money. They said they would give him $5. So $5 for some food. That's great. So he borrows a bike, rode around until he found some marijuana, got it for him, brought it back to these undercover officers to get his $5 so he could get some food, and they arrested him. And because he had nonviolence, petty homeless people things, probably stealing to stay alive type of stuff like usually happens, life sentence for $20 worth of pot. But he was just freed, just recently. So Yeah.
All he was looking for was some dinner. He ended up getting 3 squares for 20 years,
right. 3
man.
hots in a cot. I know. 12 years.
Wow.
But yeah, a life sentence.
12 years.
And that's one of the things that I just can't stand about. Laws are a good thing, but some of our laws are really messed up, particularly those centered around and concerning drugs and illicit substances. Obviously, they're bad for people. And yes, there's a lot of crime. The problem is there's a lot of crime because they're illegal and there's black markets, and that's when all the crime, comes into it. So this whole war on drugs is garbage. And for things like this to happen, where a man can be sentenced to a life sentence to try, for trying to get $20 with a pot for some undercover so he could get a meal because he's starving, probably, just absurd.
That's incredible. Well, I'm glad that he got out.
Me too.
But Chris, speaking of what you're talking about, you notice you don't see a whole lot of organized crime surrounding, bathtub gin and bootleg whiskey anymore.
Mm-hmm. It's the strangest thing. I wonder if there's a correlation there. That's weird. Huh.
Yeah, the government can tax it.
Yeah, right.
Well, and we ended prohibition. All that stuff was going on during prohibition. You take away the carrot, take away a lot
but they started
crime.
taxing it.
Yeah. Well, right. But
can't beat them, join them.
Yeah, when you're talking about the devil's lettuce, though, I mean, that's a scary, that's a scary thing to think about. Is everybody getting high on that wacky weed and
wacky tobacco?
It's not 1950 anymore. Let's just move on. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so next story. A judge has decided in San Diego that strip clubs may stay open while bars and restaurants need to stay closed during the COVID lockdown. So,
I actually heard something else about this.
Okay,
and it went a step further because they also said churches had to stay closed and other social gatherings like that. So there was actually a pastor in that area that had his congregation come to his church. He played some goofy music and he took his tie off. And he says, "There, now we're a strip club. Let's move on."
So what?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah. Well, so what basically the situation is, they're trying to take Jesus out of Christmas, but there's still plenty of ho's in San Diego.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap.
That was just terrible.
Well played.
That just happened.
Man, I got a bit of news.
Okay.
Sad news.
Ooh.
Boba Fett just died.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yep. Let's bring some clarity to it, Chaz.
Yeah. I'm talking OG Boba Fett, like
OG,
like from the original 4 through 6 Star Wars movies.
Not the guy that we saw.
Jeremy Bulloch. Yeah, Jeremy Bulloch, not the guy in Mandalorian and episodes 1 through 3, etc. Anyway, a good friend of mine got me this.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Very cool.
Thanks, Chris.
Oh yeah, you're welcome, bud. You're my bro, dude. When I heard that he was going to be at that film festival, I was like, I gotta get that. I waited in line for a while, but totally worth it. But anyways, here's to Boba Fett, man.
2020 sucked. I mean, they took Darth Vader too.
Yeah, you know what else sucks about 2020? Mick Jagger just moved in down the street from me.
No, his girlfriend just moved in down the street. He still owns his own island.
Yeah.
You answered your own question faster than I could say, well, how much time you got, buddy? What's wrong with 2020? Well, we've only got about an hour and a half podcast, so
yeah, that'd be a long one. And I will clarify, just so people don't go bother Mick Jagger looking for me. It's not right down the street from me. It's a little bit of a ways away. So it's a little across the train tracks, and
They actually posted the address in some article.
Yeah, I had the picture up. Actually, if we keep talking for a second, I could pull that up because I actually have it right here. So give me one second.
You could have worse company.
Yeah,
You know,
good.
I mean, yeah, I
Here
can't
we
think.
go. Whoop. Putting
I mean,
that up right there. This is a little bit of a rough job putting up, but that's it's a nice little house. Let me send this in the chat for you guys to see as well, because my brother was like, why would he move to Lakewood Ranch? And I'm like, well, it's not quite the old Lakewood Ranch. This is like the new development, nice area of Lakewood Ranch.
Like
yeah.
Mini mansion.
Yeah. No kidding.
That's aight.
Yeah. Not bad, right? Not bad. So, yeah.
But
so that's
sad
cool.
is I remember when all that was Orange Grove.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
so, moving on.
Yeah. So, what else you guys got? I mean, I heard we had some. We were talking about some pretty shitty Christmas gift ideas.
Yeah, let's jump into that. So we kind of gave ourselves a homework assignment, and that was to come up with some really not so great Christmas gift ideas for everybody out there. So,
and I think that it's important. One of the reasons that we kind of developed this, guys, is because particularly you guys out there, we men are by and large pretty notorious for being really crappy at finding gifts. And so, but there's plenty of lists out there of like, oh, what to get your spouse or what to get, your mom for whatever for Christmas, best Christmas gifts. There's tons of that stuff. The internet, if you know how to Google, you can find those lists anywhere. But there's not nearly as many lists that tell you what to avoid, what not to get. And that, I think, is even more important than knowing what to get. What to avoid.
What's really funny is that I actually searched for lists that told, some of the worst Christmas gifts out there. And one of the ones they listed was cash. Now, I'm perfectly okay. Yeah, absolutely. Throw some my way. Yeah, I would so much rather get cash than say the first one I have on my list, which is a gift card to a specific place. Oh, I cannot stand that because
inevitably it's a place that you don't shop at very often.
Yeah, right. So, I mean, when you can just go out and get one of those Visa, reloadable, gift credit card type things, that's so much better because then you can use it online. You can use it all over the place. But I got one to, not the Gap. Yeah, I was going to say Guess, but the Gap. I got one to the Gap one time. And I was like, I have never set foot inside of the Gap.
Do you know me?
right.
I got it. Great, awesome, a gift card to the Hard Rock Cafe, Puerto Rico. Oh. Yeah, that's I'll definitely use that next time I'm in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, sweet, dude, a gift card for 10% off a SpaceX ride to low Earth orbit.
Hey, that's $100,000. $100,000.
Yeah, $100,000.
Yeah, and hold on, really quick.
Chance you're gonna die on landing.
That
if I got that for somebody, it would be the candy bar.
Yeah, that gift card would go over with me as well as this. Oh no, I messed up the Starship explosion here.
Yeah.
Terrible, just absolutely terrible. So yeah, anyways.
What else you guys got for amazingly bad Christmas gifts? What should people not get for Christmas this year?
Don't get your spouse cleaning supplies.
That's a good one.
I have that one too, and I said I took it a step further. Cleaning supplies or anything involving any kind of housework. I don't care if she's said 100 times, "Oh my gosh, I would love to have a Dyson vacuum." She doesn't want a Dyson vacuum for Christmas.
Now I will throw out.
Guess what my wife got?
What, a Dyson vacuum?
A Dyson vacuum.
Did you get it for her for Christmas?
I did.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming she already knows about it.
I like to live dangerously.
This isn't a surprise or anything, hopefully. I'm planning to get and I won't say it because obviously it's for Christmas and that hasn't happened yet, but I'm planning to get something for someone that is a cleaning thing, but it's in addition to some other, it's like a small thing that she's talked about a million times, but that's not the main gift. I think it's okay if it's like a small thing, but if it's like the one thing you're getting somebody, cleaning supplies is a bad choice.
You get cleaning supplies, a vacuum, or a bread maker, you better damn well have something to back it up, and probably something shiny like jewelry or something. Unless you're Chaz, and Chaz is not.
I will say in Chaz's defense, though, Dyson vacuums are pretty expensive, and a lot of people they're into that thing, that whole. So, Kristen, it might just be that she's super into the Dyson thing. That's cool.
It's not even that. She's got a $20 vacuum. It's Black & Decker from like Amazon. Okay. Every time she vacuums, she has to stop after 30 seconds, a minute, and empty the damn thing out, flip it over, and she cusses it, screams at it all day. And I got her a nice vacuum.
Yeah, well, that's a good thing. Maybe you can vacuum for her. That'd be an even nicer thing.
Okay,
that's
fine.
Funny.
You're stepping on my. You're stepping on my list here, Chaz. So then I since you took a crap all over my housework gifts, then I'll say weight loss products. No one, especially females, want weight loss products. Don't do it. I mean, your girl can get you a bench press or something like a bench set or a Bowflex, something like that. That's a little different. Weight loss products are a definite no-go, 100%. Even if she says she wants it, she doesn't want you to get it for her.
Yeah, I got
exercise.
Anybody
here?
No joke. Okay.
See, now I
fine. Shake weight, worst one ever. That's a weight loss exercise product that nobody wants to get. Do they even make those anymore?
God, I hope not.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the problem with I don't think they do, because those as seen on TV things are like they kind of like a flash in a pan. They come, they go, and that's about it. And that's actually one of the topics that I was going to bring up, or one of the suggestions of things not to get, is anything that's as seen on TV. You walk into a store and you see that display rack with perfect gifts for the holiday season, and everything's as seen on TV. You got your those little ShamWow things, and you got all the no. That's not the perfect gifts. They have them there because nobody wants them, and they can't sell them. Yep.
The blankets with the arms
That's
through
the
them.
crap that didn't sell. Yeah. The Snuggies. Yeah, Chris, you're right. They if they don't, the stuff that the inventory that they have left over that didn't sell from TV, they just slap an as seen on TV thing and stick it in Big Lots.
What's what I'm laughing at, though, is that for the past 10 seconds, your feed froze up, and you had the most serious look on your face while I was talking about it, and it was so perfect. I was trying not to laugh the entire time, but that was well timed. Thank you, Parrish's internet. That just made me.
Yes.
I'm here for you. Yeah. I'm here for you, Chris. Me and my crappy. Hey, here's and that reminds. Special shout out to CenturyLink DSL, the crappiest internet I've ever had in my life.
My Lord, yeah, you can say that. I'm not even drinking to that. That's disgusting. So, another one. Okay, go ahead, Chaz.
No, you go.
Okay, so we're all musicians here, and this is one that I can't stand. So, say it usually happens when it's parents and they have a teenager or something like that says, Mom, I want a guitar. I want to learn how to play guitar. I want a drum set. I'd love to learn how to play drums. So they go and they get one of these great for beginners, like drum sets or guitars that are, they come in a thin cardboard box, and they got the plastic on it so you can see inside, and the pictures on the box, the graphics show teenagers looking like they're having the time of their lives playing these things, but they're just garbage.
Worse than garbage. More often than not, They're
is
junior sets.
It's trash,
Mhm.
just trash. Take the time, look around on Facebook Marketplace or whatever. Vet who you're talking to. Don't just send a PayPal to a guy from Nigeria or something like that. Obviously, but look around for a used, good quality. It doesn't have to be beautiful. It can be scratched up. It won't matter. Your kid will love it. It'll be his first guitar, first drum set, first instrument, whatever. Get something that's worth a darn. Don't buy something new that's cheap and garbage. That's such a disappointment.
what are they?
That's
what are
probably
they
the best
call-
advice you could give a parent, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
What
because
do they
there's
call
a
that?
market
Is it
for that?
what are those things? Their first act, I think. Is that
first,
what that?
First act?
That's Walmart.
Yeah, and
That's
I've
the
seen
Walmart
that
brand.
Walmart brand.
I've seen some other ones on Amazon. I actually was trying to find some pictures. I don't know if I ever actually found some pictures of that type of thing. I wanted to find like exactly what I was talking about by Amazon. It seems like the sellers on Amazon have realized not to make pictures like that with the kids anymore, the teenagers, because then you realize that it's just going to be a cheap product. But they're all over the place still. If you're getting a guitar and they're advertising its accessories as like a pick and a strap and strings, like things that just, you're going to need those. Don't waste of time.
That crap's cheap anyway. I mean, geez, get it separate. It's a stocking stuffer. You got a couple extra things to throw in the stocking that are
Right.
addendums and sweetens the pot a little bit.
You can't even, half of those things, you can't even get them intonated. Like they're just such garbage, just garbage. So your kid will
That's
be
a good one.
Your kid will
Most
be
of the time, they
embarrassed.
don't even come with real strings.
Right.
If it's a guitar, they're nylon or plastic, and not even like wound nylon. I'm talking like just shit your trash bags are made out of. Nylon.
Right. Garbage. Just garbage. So Chaz, you had something before I cut you off.
No, I had a Christmas story actually.
Well, before we get to the story, can we?
Yeah.
Do you have something else, Parrish? Another gift?
I was gonna say underwear, especially when it comes from family members, is always terrible.
Especially from a brother to a sister. That's just weird.
Yeah,
Awkward.
that's cringy.
Especially as they get older.
Especially if it's
good.
from like Victoria's Secret or something, or what's that other one? Any like lingerie. Ew.
No.
Speaking of gifts to siblings, my sister and I have an ongoing thing. I'm an asshole. I think everybody knows that by now.
No, wait.
No,
is this Chaz talking?
Yeah.
So I've got 4 kids, and for years she has bestowed upon me lovely, loud, noise-making musical items that are possessed and don't shut up. So a few years ago, when she was blessed with a child of her own, it's now become a game.
Yeah, you were
Before,
blessed with revenge.
She was buying this shit to give it to me because she thought it was cool, not because she was a parent going, Jesus Christ, really? I don't want to listen to that all day. So now it's when the kid was born, I sent this mat that just made noise, and it was like it was possessed because it's like she got. I think actually, Parrish, I think you got one for me way back when, but we didn't know any better at the time.
Yeah,
you may have, you asshole. But it's these possessed children's toys that just go off and make noise
in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, just in another room. It's just creepy as hell. I love getting those gifts from my sister.
Yeah,
and I know what they all are now.
Yeah, those are the best, especially when my favorite is when you're going out of town and you've got like your bag of the baby stuff or the kids stuff, and you've got some of those toys thrown into that bag and they're buried under a bunch of crap in the back in the cargo area of the car, and you start to get hours into your trip and you're halfway to wherever the heck you're going on this road trip, and then you start hearing them go off and going, and you just know, like, well, I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't. You're gonna have to unload.
Hopefully, the batteries run out soon.
Set it on fire.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't even have kids, but I know that. I've before I was married a while ago, I dated a couple of people that had kids, and it's creepy sometimes, like because these toys are loud, like they're daytime volume levels. So when one of those goes off in the middle of the night, just blaring, and it's usually some creepy like sing along song. Yeah, I don't like that. So,
bonk, baby, bonk, 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 baby, bonk. You know what I'm talking about, Paris?
Oh, I know that song.
I have nightmares about that song. Oh my god!
No way. Yeah,
she's 13 now. I still have nightmares.
So, in terms of good presents to get for us,
for the record, Parrish, when your young one was born, you have no idea how hard we searched for that particular item.
It breaks my heart that you couldn't find it.
Could not find it.
So, anyways, in terms of good gifts to get for somebody, Chaz, you've been playing Cyberpunk, right? What's your impression of that?
The game itself is good. Like I really enjoy the game.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of thought and a lot of detail went into this. However, they overlooked a lot. The glitches that I swear to, this is the most glitchy game in history.
Yeah, from what it sounds like, it's like they just completely didn't think about Xbox One and PS4. Like after they released it, they went, "Oh,
my bad."
Well,
if I had to guess, it was here's if I had to guess, here's what happened. It's coming down the pipeline. They've been fighting and fighting and fighting, trying to get this done. And the CD Projekt Red, the developers for it, the higher ups went, no, we've got to have it released by Christmas. And you've got all the developers and everybody going, no, it's not possible. It's not possible. So they had the core of it together, and then they had to patch a bunch of stuff together.
To everything. Right.
Well, if I had to guess, you're talking February or March before you actually have a legitimate functional game where you can do it. Because like right now you're going to get randomly thrown 200 500 feet from where you're at, just like you got hit by a car, but there's nothing there and you just got thrown this way.
Oh, no clip mode, bro.
Yeah, is this what the hell just happened to me? Or I got in a firefight with the police for some random reason. It's just they just came up and started shooting me because apparently I committed a crime. I don't know what it was. They started shooting me. But then I wasn't able to move.
Oh, nice.
Like I could spin in a circle, but I couldn't move forward or backwards or left or right. But I could spin in a circle and shoot.
Dude, that's legit.
I'm
that's how
that
games used to be.
And then you get kicked out of the game. So,
that seems to be the case with a lot of like big games or really heavy games like that. That are heavy on like graphics or a big world or whatever. Because I know like my wife was really big into Elder Scrolls, and she was super stoked when Elder Scrolls Online came out. And I remember like I've never played 1 minute of it. I wasn't really into it. But I watched her play and set up her thing. She was super excited about it. She spent forever creating her character and stuff. She gets into the game. And she couldn't even play it until they had like 2 weeks of like multiple patches and stuff like that for it. Because it was just unplayable because of all of the glitches. And it was just so big, and they probably rushed it. I don't remember the time that it came out, if it was rushed for Christmas, but I would have, probably, So it seems like that's the case with a lot of these big, like especially like open world games and stuff when they first come out. You need like 2 weeks or so.
But this isn't an MMORPG. This isn't Warcraft here. This isn't Elder Scrolls or Knights of the Old Republic. This is a console game or a PC game.
Yeah.
It's the game is self-contained on a disc, and you play it or you download it.
Well, yeah, and plus it's not been like, it's not like they've only been in development for a couple years. Like you were saying, whatever last episode. Yeah, it's been a while. So when they're saying just no, it's not ready. Just give us a couple more months. I'm sure the people, like all the investors, like the whole company is like the people who are managing are like, no, we're getting this thing out now because that way, we can hold your feet to the fire a little bit because now all of a sudden the public is going to be demanding all this stuff because it's been a while. So, but other than that, what do you think of it, Chaz? You seem like you've been liking it. I haven't got a chance to play it yet.
I actually like the game, like the whole. How they integrated Keanu Reeves' character into it without giving everything away.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed
Cortana Reeves. that's what it sounds like Cortana from Halo.
Yeah, but it was pretty. It's really interesting. I haven't finished the main story mode yet, but ironically, I keep getting kicked out and having to reboot.
Maybe that's part of the plan.
At any point, does Keanu Reeves say, "I know kung fu"?
Not yet. Not
coming.
Yet.
It's coming. It's as sure as Samuel L. Jackson dropping an F-bomb, bro. It's gonna happen.
I was reading a review this morning actually, and I think it best described his character in this game. It's you've seen Bill and Ted, right? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, those movies.
Of course.
Who hasn't?
It's Ted's asshole big brother.
Nice.
It's the best description I can give you for the character. I really enjoy him. I think it's pretty cool.
I like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Oh,
he's one of those actually he's just a legitimate good guy.
Yeah,
well,
you don't get a lot of those.
I like him because he's really good for like Second Amendment stuff and gun stuff with all the training. Like he became a really big gun guy with like setting up for the John Wick stuff.
Tactical out there.
Dude, his 3-gun stuff. You can look it up on YouTube, folks. Dude, he's for real. Dude loves guns, and so I commend Keanu Reeves for that. But he's a class act too, for sure.
Yeah, I'll drink to that. Actually, Parrish, if you want to find that link and send it, I'll put it in the description for this episode. So when this is up, it'll be down there. Check it out, guys. If you haven't seen it already, you probably have. But Keanu turned into he's a sharpshooter. He's a deadeye. He's like Clint Eastwood out there, except with an AR. Speaking,
I just like him as a good guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's cool and everything. But speaking of guns, we got a good guy with a gun story.
Ooh, so, good guy with a gun.
Yeah, this one's I like this story. Okay, because this is a perfect example of why owning not just a gun, but having not having the right of having as many rounds in a magazine as you feel is necessary taken away from you. This demonstrates that point because so this guy, he's at home with his daughter. 4 armed individuals bust into his house, right? They're armed, pistol whip him. And at that point, he's like, no more. And he draws his gun. And he starts shooting. He hits all of them. His daughter is hit in the crossfire. She's in another room. So these jackasses come in with guns, pistol whip the guy. When he starts shooting at him, they start firing back, hit his daughter. The daughter's okay. Let me just put that out there. It was just like a graze. But how did the police say? Yeah, the sheriff's deputies said that they're investigating a double homicide. So 4 people came in.
2 left.
2 left. And
that's too many.
I just want to give a round of applause.
But 2 left in body bags.
Yeah, to that guy.
Another good guy with a gun.
Absolutely.
Reach out, brother. Like let us know. We'll buy you a beer.
Yeah, no joke. Yeah. Because good job, man. Good job. Yeah, man. What a terrifying situation that must have been, especially considering your daughter was there and you saved her.
It together.
You saved her. Yeah, you kept it together. You got pissed. Oh, just that's the type of story.
That gentleman is a man with a pair of balls.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
And I'll say, Chris, what you introed with, the words that you said are introducing this story are so important because how do you think that man would have fared with the old double barrel shotgun in the closet?
Yeah.
How would that have done?
Yeah, absolutely not. Or like some people are arguing for 3-round max capacity. That's if you hit everybody perfectly, you still got
Yep.
one left with a gun. And I guarantee you they're not abiding by the laws and they got their 3-round capacity magazine, you know?
And I guarantee you, all they're gonna do is if you made the capacity 3 rounds, then they're just gonna come hitting up your house 4 deep.
Yeah. No joke.
You know?
No joke. So
Or
everyone
they'll
always-
just go to another country and get a gun that they, have a
they
bigger
won't
thing.
have to. There's so many now, and it's
3
yeah.
billion guns. 3
Yeah.
billion guns.
It's just absurd. It's absurd. All that stuff's absurd. We could talk about that another time. We have plenty of opinions on that, but perfect example of why Second Amendment, just all together, there should be no limitations on that, in my opinion. Yeah, that's why.
Well, that is a good story. And speaking of good stories and bad stories, guys, what do y'all think about? So Christmas is coming up very soon, and one of my big traditions is Christmas movies and summer hits, summer misses.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about like what are the biggest? Yeah. What's up?
I want to get this out there because I'm sure we're going to get at least one comment about it. Yes.
Hopefully.
Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, well, of course.
Okay.
Everybody
Hold on.
knows
Die
that.
Hard is a Christmas movie. I think this is a dude's podcast. You know, it's by dudes. A lot of the people listening to us are going to be dudes. I think that we can just settle that. It's settled science is what it is.
Okay.
Settled
Yeah.
science.
Scientifically, yes, that's a Christmas movie.
Of course.
It didn't make my list. Sorry.
Okay.
That's
All right.
fair. It's
All right.
fair.
So let's.
I'll give it an honorable mention. Okay, but it did not make my list.
So
What
what do we
made your
start?
list?
What are we starting with first of all? Best, worst? What are we starting with?
Well, let's do worst first,
Worst?
right? You want to do worst first?
That sounds good to
You
me.
want to do worst first? All right, you want to go? You want me to go? You want to go?
Have at it. Have at it,
Okay.
Chucky.
Go for it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to ruin everyone's childhood.
Nah, try me.
All right? A Christmas Story,
You son of
worst Christmas movie ever.
a- Chaz.
You're out of
Look.
your mind.
Okay, well,
Wait,
first
no,
off,
you're out of your mind.
Yeah, I
That was a
agree.
joke.
shooting
That was
you.
just a terribly delivered joke.
Yeah.
That's
I'm not arguing your point.
explain
But-
yourself.
I'm triggered right
But I'm
now.
trying. First, the whole family dynamic, it's not even close to believable. It's so fabricated and false, and you can't. Now I can get behind kind of the message, but one, the movie is way dated. Two, it's they're fake people. It's not believable. It's garbage. And a leg lamp, really?
Yeah.
Chaz.
Are you telling me your
Everybody-
dad has
how does
never
it-
done something stupid like that? Like gotten really into something just kind of dumb? Like my dad got really into this like high power garbage disposal that he bought. Like he was telling everybody about it. And that's what dads do when they get to that
Okay.
age.
But my dad, all right, first off, my dad's a rather large man, like 6'4",
Big dude.
big dude. He likes Volkswagens, and he's got 4 engines for his Volkswagen that he'll pull out and replace, just on a whim. Take him 30, 45 minutes. He'll take this engine out, and oh, look, here's a, 3-liter motor from a Porsche 911. I'm going to stick this in my Volkswagen, have it blow 3 feet of flames out the back. That's what my dad got into.
Okay. But that doesn't make Christmas Story a not great movie. I mean,
These are-
so
yeah,
so
these
let
are
me
crap
yeah
reasons.
that was
Crap
a horrible. Let me just throw that out there. That
bad
was
start. We're gonna
your
fix this all in
excuse.
post.
Your justification was as horrible as your nomination for a bad Christmas movie.
It's
And I'm going to tell
fake.
you. Let me tell you a
It's not
story here really
believable.
quick. I'm going to tell you
It's a
what
Christmas
a
story.
great setup. This is why A Christmas Story is such a great movie. Here it goes. The first time I ever saw that movie, I was 5 years old, something 6, I don't know, something like that. I was young. So I see it And for everybody that doesn't know, it's the movie where the kid wants the Red Ryder BB gun, right? That's what he wants for Christmas. And all the adults keep telling him, you're going to shoot your eye out. You're going to shoot your eye out. So he goes to Santa. Santa says the same thing at the mall. His teacher says this. Everybody says the same thing. So Christmas Day comes. He's still hopeful. He looks under the tree. They open all the presents. And when they're done, there's no Red Ryder BB gun. And his dad, as he's sitting there drinking his coffee in the morning, says, hey, what's that over there, like behind that desk? And Ralphie, the little kid that wants the BB gun, gets up and he's kind of like, he gets it and he starts looking and sure enough, there's a box, a present that's wrapped that looks suspiciously the right dimensions as a Red Ryder BB gun. Well, the next morning when I wake up, guess what was under the Christmas tree for me? A Red Ryder BB gun. Yeah. That was so cool. My dad, that was one of the coolest things that my dad's ever done. Maybe just second to taking me to Batman. But
two things related to your story, just a rebuttal. First, your point, nostalgia only. That's got nothing to do with the merits of the movie.
No way.
So, two, because of movies like that, we now have mall Santas denying kids Nerf guns.
Oh, geez. That dude, I definitely would have caught a charge over that. Did y'all hear about that?
That was absolutely ridiculous.
I absolutely would have caught a charge over that.
Does that guy still have a job? There's got to be an update on that. Okay, so let's okay, good. Who knows the most? Parrish, you probably know a lot about this. Chaz, somebody explain it because I didn't even know he got fired yet. I was so upset. Go, Parrish.
Basically, what happened was, there was a kid. He was, what do you think? 6?
Oh, yes, maybe
6 years old.
No. Sorry, he was like 4. He just looked older. Okay. Yeah, he just looked older.
So very young kid goes and of course he's not sitting on Santa's lap because of COVID.
Right.
But he's sitting across this desk thing, and he's telling Santa what he wants for Christmas, and he says he wants a Nerf gun. Mm-hmm. And Santa immediately says, no guns. Yep. And the kid's like, and I think his parents were filming it, and it really, like, I have a 1.5-year-old, and dude, I almost cried watching this kid get broken.
Unbelievable.
By the most evil, horrible Santa Claus ever. He said, no guns, not even Nerf guns. Your mom or dad can get them for you, but no, not from me. You can't wish for that. And this kid he just slowly descends in ball. His mom had to his mom goes and picks him up and comforts him.
He held it together for a respectable amount of time.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And I said, if I was there, his parent or not, I absolutely would have gladly gone for assault. I would have beat the tar out of that Santa Claus. I would have ripped his beard off and sent him packing in the worst freaking way, dude. It was terrible.
Yeah,
it was so bad.
I don't know that I would have gone to violence over it, but I would have made sure that guy was escorted out of there, because and I would have had a whole line of parents behind me backing me up. I mean, that's just. And what my favorite part about this whole story is, I don't know if you guys saw the Steven Crowder thing that he did, where he dressed up like Santa and he did a voice like Skype thing with the kid, and he called that fake Santa is what we like to call a communist. but he's and I don't want to say anything just on the off chance that kid hears it, but he's taking care of that kid. He's gonna have some wishes come true, and that was really cool of him to do that. But man, what a jackass that guy is.
The mall fired the guy that evening. They fired the guy.
Good.
And they got with Hasbro and they sent the kid a collection of Nerf guns. Good. Like that. That was pretty cool.
And even if it was,
they let him know it was from the good Santa, and they sent another Santa to the house with the stuff.
Even if it was something that was like against mall policy for some reason, like there was a directive, you can't say yes to anything firearm related, gun of any sort, you could still just be like, oh yeah, absolutely, we'll look into that, and I'll talk to my elves, and we'll try our best, and we'll make sure you have a Merry Christmas. You don't just no guns, because he sounded like that too. He had like that nasally. That wasn't a Santa. That was a jackass.
That was like, listen
Smell
here,
like
man.
beef and
I'm,
cheese.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull that stick out your ass and beat you with it.
Yeah, that was
That's
just
what's gonna
bad.
happen.
Well,
We
okay,
need
guys.
to step outside, sir.
So we have we've
Really gone
we've
off
Yeah,
topic.
taking a
really
major
got
detour here.
let's get back into these worst movies real quick. Chaz, what else do you have for these? Just real quick, we'll buzz through them. Hey,
That's
you
what
got
happens.
any other
That's what happens when
horrible
you diss a Christmas story, though. It's going to hurt
Exactly.
feelings.
I'm gonna go off the rails for a minute.
Yeah.
What you got, Chaz?
I even presented real world applications to back it up with. Anyway,
Jeez, dude.
the Grinch movies. Now hold on, I got to specify here. I'm not talking OG 60s, 50s, whenever the
Okay.
original Grinch movie was made.
Mhm.
That's a classic. You can't really screw with. I'm talking about everything they've done since then.
Everything since the original.
Return of the Grinch, all the live action Grinch movies, everything pertaining to that has been utterly horrid.
Yeah.
I agree.
And doesn't constitute even being called a movie.
I never really understood all of those Dr. Seuss live action-y, like, remakes or whatever the heck. It just didn't make sense. Like, the classics were good. They're nice little movies,
Yeah.
stories. Like, why do you have to remake them all? And it's not going to be as good. You're talking about these outlandish characters. You can't make that live action and make it. Jim Carrey, don't get me wrong, was probably the best choice for trying, but,
But still really bad.
yeah, not going to work.
So what else you got, Chaz?
Final one for worst movies, the Santa Claus, the one with Tim Allen.
Man, that hurts because that was a bad movie. I love Tim Allen.
Yeah,
but
I do too.
I do too. And when I was a kid, I liked the movie. And maybe it's just as I got older. It's just now looking at it. I mean, really, these people aren't even believable. The relationships aren't believable. The none of it's even close to believable. I don't mean the whole him turning into Santa Claus aspect. I'm talking about the family dynamic with him and his son and his ex-wife and the stepfather and all. It's none of it's believable.
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, hey, some of those Christmas movies are kind of goofy like that. It's not the point. It's about bringing back the magic. Like he has that one friend that doesn't believe, but then he does at the end. It kind of brings back like his childhood like innocence in a way or something. But I don't know. So Parrish, what do you got? You've been grilling Chaz about his. Let's hear what you got.
I have one that's a little off, kind of secondary or tertiary, whatever. Christmas movie. I say Gremlins, the original Gremlins movie,
As a bad Christmas movie?
as a bad Christmas movie because it happened at Christmas, and I say that it's bad only because I didn't even know it was a movie for years. I grew up on Gremlins 2 and loved it, and I never saw the first one till later on. I was like, this is a crappy Christmas movie, and it sucked. But Gremlins 2 was the bomb.com. And so partially because of those two factors. And then I will say I'm going to make an umbrella, and that is anything that Christmas related that comes from Lifetime or Hallmark is absolute hot garbage. And I say that comes. It's a very personal thing for me.
I don't even need to add to that.
Yeah.
Let that go.
My mom and my sister are about that life.
Yeah,
like
my wife as well.
Starting in, gosh, it's so, and they're sad. It's the same story, just with different.
I kid you not.
Most of them have Dean Cain in them, and it's like they're so bad.
So I was looking at, I think it was Amazon Prime Video or whatever, and my wife Jen is really into Hallmark movies, the lovey stories, and then particularly the Christmas movies from Hallmark, right? So I start reading the descriptions of them because she wanted to watch one. I'm like, oh, so I'm like, what's going to be least painful? After 3 of them, I realized that I literally just read the exact same plot, the same synopsis. It's always about some successful woman that's returning to her podunk little town to spend time, an awkward time with her family and neighbors, but that meets a guy who doesn't have a great job, but it's a good, wholesome job, and she falls for him, and they live happily ever after, and it's a Christmas miracle.
She's always like
whatever lead actress it is, she's doing her absolute best to be Sandra Bullock.
Yeah. And they're always like saving the local like tool, like the local general store or something from her hometown.
Exactly. But then there's always the one thing that happens that like upsets her for some reason. You know, she finds something out about the guy, like, oh, he has a wife that he's not divorced from yet. And oh man, that's so upset. And it's, oh, well, she actually just died a couple weeks ago and like the death certificate hasn't come through. Oh, I judged you prematurely and now I love you again.
Follows her back to her big city job in New York. Well, it's fancy over here, but I love you and I want you to come back.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
Let's cleanse our palates, boys. Let's go with now. What should people be watching here in the last week or so before Christmas? What should people be watching? Let's go with the best movies.
Okay, A Christmas Story.
I concur, sir. Christmas Story is a fun family movie. It's wholesome, well written, well acted. Ralphie's adorable. The bully gets beat up.
This guy's little brother with his arms that stick out, and you can't get him down, and he sounds like Kenny from South Park.
They teach kids to lick stripper poles and how it's bad to have guns, and
that's what kids used to do back in the day. That's how life was. Yeah,
that's a felony, sir.
You find out,
especially if the stripper's on the pole.
Soap in your mouth makes you go blind and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
Yep.
What else you got?
Ratting out your buddies. Yeah.
Absolutely. Schwartz.
Okay. So one of the movies that I do like is Miracle on 34th Street. Have you guys seen that? The original?
Which one? The original?
The original. Yeah, the original.
I like it.
Not the newer one. Yeah, it's a classic. It's just one of those classics.
I like the newer one, not the older one.
Yeah, see, I like the original for me.
I like the original.
When I say newer one, I mean the one with the chick from Matilda.
Right.
I don't know if they've done it since then. The one in the mid-90s.
That's the newest one, I believe.
Yeah, that's the one with like he has his cane at the door at the end or something like that, right? The newer one. Yeah, but yeah, so I like that one. That's one of, I don't watch it very often, but if it's on, I will watch it just because it's a classic.
Okay. Well, real quick, is that all you? Is that what you got, Chris?
That's what I got. Yep, that's what I got.
You got, Chaz?
I got 3.
Okay.
Number 3, Edward Scissorhands.
Oh,
you're such a weirdo.
Edward Scissorhands.
But wait,
in the movie.
Yeah, right. But is that a Christmas movie though? I don't. How?
I mean, there's Christmas stuff in there. I think
it happens at Christmas.
But it's
a Christmas movie in the same way that Batman Returns is a Christmas movie.
That's a Christmas movie.
Oh, so there you go. Batman Returns is a wonderful Christmas movie. Thanks for bringing that one up.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Number 2, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Also Tim Burton.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't argue with Tim Burton. I can't. I do like me some Tim Burton. Yeah.
Number 1, Scrooged. Fair. Yes, it's about a 35, 40-year-old movie.
Yeah.
It's a great movie.
In all seriousness, that is got real characters in it. The comedy behind it, the message in it. The how it ties in with Charles Dickens' original book. I thought it's
Scrooge. That's the Bill Murray one, correct?
Yeah.
Where in the beginning he's like that TV exec, and he's got those. It's like acid rain and whatever. She was like all the people with their faces melting off. Yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, it's a good movie.
Yeah, Scrooged that's a good one.
My favorite movie. Now, 4, I'd have picked Die Hard.
Okay, so it's an honorable mention for you.
Like I said, honorable mention. I had to get that out there.
Everybody picks Die Hard though, so I'm glad you didn't. You know, it's a great movie, but it's cliche. We all know it's a great movie. What you got, Parrish?
So mine, I'm not doing. See, like Chaz was all like punk rock with his, and like getting like the kind of like Christmas ish or Christmas adjacent movies.
You're going
But I'm
legit.
going straight into. I'm diving right in to just puking up Christmas all over the place with Elf. Okay, Elf, one of the modern classic Christmas story.
So you
I'm
like
going.
Elf?
Dude, I love
Oh,
Elf. I think it's funny.
It
It's
was hit or
silly,
miss.
goofy.
It was.
I
It
love
was
Elf.
okay.
I gotta say,
I can't, in a good conscience, sit and watch that with my kids.
there's a few movies that when people find out I don't like them, they're always like, "What? How do you not like that?" Elf is one. Little Nicky is another one. I cannot
didn't-
stand Little Nicky either. So many people seem to like it.
It's shiznit.
Oh, hate it, hate it.
Well, if you didn't like that, then if you've seen this one, you probably won't be a fan of this one either, and that's Christmas with the Cranks. Tim Allen may have burned us with the Santa Claus, but he more than made up for
Did it
it.
again with Christmas with the Cranks.
It's a classic. It's great.
Yeah.
It's the importance of Christmas. They try and ignore it. It's fun. It's funny. He and Jamie Lee Curtis play off of each other really well.
Mm.
I enjoy it. We watch it every year. And my number one though that I have to watch every year. Well, okay, Miracle on 34th Street, absolutely. Not Miracle on 34th. Sorry, It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh yeah,
It's a Wonderful Life is. I mean that should be on every list. It's one of the greatest movies ever made. Period. Christmas or not.
That's decent. Yep.
Like 80 years old.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Really?
Though. Yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
All the best movies are old. Jeez, come on
Yeah,
now.
Not all of them, but like classics. There's just something about classics, and I'll go off on this brief tangent about classics really quick. The one thing I like about them is that it was before the medium had really kind of come into its own, so it still looked like a theater, like a stage play that was being filmed. Like the set pieces were really overdone, but they were made to be almost surreal, and there's just something cool about it. All the effects, everything were all practical. There's no CGI snow. They had blowers and stuff making snow, and it's just a lot of effort to go into that stuff. So yeah, I appreciate that. So that's what I'll say from a filmmaker's perspective.
My last one. This is other than It's a Wonderful Life, the one that I have to watch every year, at least once, usually 2 or 3 times, is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Absolutely, absolutely have to. It's hilarious. I laugh every single time I watch it. Chevy Chase is a god among ants. He's a genius, and he was a genius. That was Chevy Chase's some of his best work he's ever done. Loved it. Still love it.
It's a decent movie. Chevy Chase is kind of hit or miss for me, but it was a decent movie. Yeah, I'll give you that.
And
I got one more honorable mention I want to drop.
Okay.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle.
With Sinbad and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Turbo Man. That's a
Turbo Man.
It's Turbo time. That was a good one.
Time.
That was a good one. Yeah,
that's one that you never really see anymore.
No.
Like it's not really out there.
Yeah, that
I wonder
was
why.
And it's so
You guys
funny.
ever notice how like movies you watched when you were younger literally just disappear?
Sometimes.
Like
Sometimes.
Sinbad, he's had a couple movies that have just disappeared. Like there's one where he was a genie.
Oh, you're talking about, yeah.
Okay, try and find it.
That's one of those
Because it was so bad.
But that's what I mean, though. It doesn't exist anymore. You can't find reference to the movie. Try and find it.
That's one of those the
find
Mandela effect things that people talk about, isn't it? Wasn't it like Kazam or something like that? The title,
the Shaq movie.
Yeah,
that was the Shaq one,
right? But then wasn't it? Because the Shaq movie, that's legit, right? Like you can find that. But then people say the Sinbad movie where he was a genie and then you can't find anything about it. And people are like, well, it's either you're mistaking it for the Shaq movie or unless it really did happen. I think that's what I'm talking about. Am I correct in saying that like it doesn't exist on IMDb or anything, right? You can't find any official, right? So
anywhere.
The Mandela effect, right? So it's like, some people argue that, oh, you're just mistaking it for that Shaq movie, but other people are arguing, no, it was there and there was a dimensional shift or something, and now I'm living in a parallel dimension where it didn't come out like the Berenstein Bears.
Right.
Yeah.
I have the answer. I just Googled this, and so let me fact check this. The reason that they get the Shaq and the Sinbad movies mixed up is because the Sinbad Genie movie was called Shazam. The Shaq Genie movie was called Kazam.
So it did actually exist then. Okay, so it's not what I was talking about with the
same universe.
So it was on IMDb. Chaz, you just don't know what you're talking about. So get out of here. Never mind.
No, dude. Ourcommunitynow.com. The spoiler alert: the Shazam movie never existed.
This coming from the guy who didn't think A Christmas Story was the worst Christmas movie ever.
That's pretty true. Yeah,
you've lost all credibility with our listeners.
I gotta say, Chaz, you have one hell of an unpopular opinion.
I do.
Yeah, that is an unpopular opinion.
Hey, here's another one.
Okay.
All right, ready?
It can't get any worse.
Yes, it can. Ben Affleck is the best Batman we've ever had.
That's way worse. Oh my god!
You should be a stand-up comedian. That's funny.
Hold on. Open your minds up. Let's take this in for a second.
No.
Okay.
No.
I think you're having a stroke, buddy.
No, hold on. Let me plead my case here.
Okay. Let's hear it. Let's hear what you got.
All right. First off, the guy defied all expectations. And keep in mind, he's only been in 2.5 movies: Batman vs Superman, Suicide Squad, Justice League. Suicide Squad, you can't really count because he was just kind of floating around a little bit.
Yeah.
He never had his own movie to build up to Batman vs Superman, and then again Justice League. But we'll talk about the writing and direction that DC and Warner Brothers and all them took to do that. But
right.
So knowing he was going to be Batman, we didn't have, as an audience, didn't have any expectations. I mean, we expected him to suck so bad. Anyway, the guy took it so seriously. Of every Batman we've had, he is the only one that put in the appropriate workout regimen and diet, so that when the time came, he's the only actor of all of them: Keaton, Clooney, Val Kilmer. Adam West,
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. He's the only one
Michael
that actually
Keaton,
looked the part of Batman.
Yeah, I heard that. For Batman Begins, Chris Nolan told Christian Bale that he wanted him to really bulk up and get really big and strong for the role. And Christian Bale being like, I guess, is that method acting where he like changes his body so drastically for every role he's in? He got so big and so buff, like he couldn't move around. It's like he was doing he was doing this, and that wasn't even part of his suit. He just couldn't turn his head. But they said that he got so bulked up and so big for the role that he had to actually like slim down a little bit.
Yeah, he went over. Christian Bale's a maniac, dude.
Yeah, even him at his biggest and most bulked up was still puny compared to what Affleck did.
Affleck got ripped up, man.
That scene where he was like doing pull-ups or whatever, he was pretty shredded.
And
I'll give him that.
He's the first Batman that we've had that actually twisted into that dark, angry Batman. I mean,
he went pretty dark.
That scene where in Batman vs Superman, where he's in the warehouse going to save Superman's mom. That is the most savage, probably one of the best organized fight scenes I have ever seen in a movie.
You sent some gifs of that. Let me pull it up here, where he's like jumping over this crate and he's slamming people's like heads into boxes, and it was pretty legit.
He picks the crate up and he throws it at some guy's head, and he's breaking arms and stabbing people and shooting them, and using this guy to catch bullets. And
he's whooping ass. But the thing is, though, is that what's his name from Twilight? That's going to be Batman next. Like the trailer for that film, there's that part where someone's like, "Oh, who are you supposed to be?" And he knocks the dude's teeth in like hard, and everyone's just like, even everyone that's watching the trailer at home is like. Because it was
but at the same time, the whole element from that scene can be argued that it was taken from this scene from the warehouse of Batman vs Superman.
I don't know about that.
Literally beating the guy's skull into the concrete. Come on,
Chaz. I think if anybody can make a good argument for that, I think that it's you. I don't know. I'm sure that you've turned a few people with that. You haven't turned me, but I'm pretty knuckleheaded.
Well, let's back up again. Who is Batman?
Okay,
Batman is supposed to be the DC version of Tony Stark. He's supposed to be brilliant. He's supposed to. And let's roll it back again. What did Christian Bale do? He hired Morgan Freeman.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You got Keaton and Adam West and Clooney and Kilmer and all the other guys. Well, they just had stuff just show up.
Right.
They never displayed their brilliance. They never showed themselves as a strategist. And he killed it, dude. He was the only one of all of them that was a good Batman and Bruce Wayne.
So we'd like for everybody to listen. Whatever. Tell us what you think. Comment below and let us know how badly Chaz is wrong on this and why.
I can say in Chaz's defense, he did bring up some good points, and I can also say definitively that Ben Affleck is not the worst Batman. George Clooney kind of has that covered.
I concur.
At least remember parts of Batman and Robin. The whole nipples over the nipples.
Yeah.
Val Kilmer, however, you can remember nothing of Batman Forever.
Yeah, I remember Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey more than Val Kilmer. I gotta say.
I loved Batman Forever, but that was because that came out right at that point in my life. I was a big fan of that movie. I was a big fan of just Batman in general. But by Batman and Robin, it got so campy and crappy, and George Clooney was terrible. That's probably the worst.
Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze, that was just so bad. So bad.
Clooney may have killed the franchise, but Schwarzenegger killed the character.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I've even seen Mr. Freeze in a video game or no, he did show up in
that whole scene where Chris O'Donnell is Robin, he falls into the water and Mr. Freeze freezes him or whatever, and then Val Kilmer Batman shows up and just happens to have a little laser thing that's high enough power to unfreeze Robin, and he's still alive even though he's been in there for a few minutes and no after effects. Yeah. Right. What? Give me a break.
Terrible.
Yeah, that was a bad movie. Bad movie.
And the only reason that Pattinson's getting this chance to be the Batman is because Affleck stepped away, decided he didn't want to do it anymore. And he did that because I know we talked earlier about the Snyder Cut, Justice League, and all that.
Right.
When Snyder walked off, things got really bad for all the actors that were involved with it.
Mm-hmm.
And he just decided he wasn't going to do it anymore because he was also going through a divorce and and we all know when Ben Affleck starts drinking.
Boy, he hit bottom real hard. He found the bottom, I think. It was bad.
Not there, but he decided that after that it was he better, if he continued down the Batman road, it was going to get real bad. He decided he personally didn't want to go down that road.
Yeah, and you know what?
So
That's
you gotta
fine
kind of
too.
respect that.
Right. Well, not
However-
not just that, like respecting himself, but respecting the fans and the character, and wanting to like not betray the character, you know, and also respect himself. So yeah, that's fine. I have no problem with that at all. But
So hopefully, with all this stuff coming up with the multiverses and stuff like that, hopefully his script still comes to light and we still get to see Affleck in another Batman role.
yeah, that'd be cool.
Awesome.
I just like the multiverse idea for that. So Parrish, you've been trying to say something for a second. Let's go.
Oh no, nothing. I was just I was thinking about the about the drive home tonight from dinner with my family, and just how lazy people have gotten with their Christmas decorations. Have you guys done you guys do like Christmas decorations on your homes and stuff?
So okay.
Am I looking at it, Chaz?
I would like to do more. So here's my thing. For exterior stuff, I like simple. I like the old-fashioned, like larger bulbs that they used to have more back in the day. They're a little bit harder to find. You can find the replacement ones, but finding the actual strands are more difficult. Maybe on Amazon. I haven't really looked, but I do like those. I haven't found any. I haven't really looked either, but if I could easily find a set of those, I would buy them for just, you know, around the edge, and maybe like a bush with some white lights or whatever. Tree. I do like putting up a tree. We did the fake one this year, putting some ornaments and whatever, but outside of that, not so much. I got little sparklies behind me just to make it a little more festive, but I do hate people that go for it but just do not commit to making it look good at all.
Yeah. They just throw a bunch of crap out there.
Yeah.
One of the things that I hate the most is this new look. It doesn't have to be there. Part of what I like so much about the movie National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation is the fact that he takes Christmas so seriously. There's some things, it's a labor of love doing Christmas decorating, and you don't have to go to the great lengths that Chevy Chase did in that movie.
You don't need to be visible from the ISS.
Right. From SpaceX.
Yeah.
But I think that, you know, but I appreciate the effort when I see that someone doing that. I appreciate the effort. And so thusly, when I see a freaking the laser dot things and those lights just shining up on a thing, I'm like, you lazy bum.
I hate it.
I'd rather you did nothing.
That is the laziest thing I could possibly think of. I hate to keep using that word because you've used it already enough, but it is it's terrible. Terrible. Yeah, because at first,
and if I could afford it, I'd have 3 of them out front.
Oh, see, it's so bad because you'll be driving along and you see some nice houses, and then you see the one, they don't have any lights, but you see all these weird, and you're like, what the, one of those, come on, you know, why even do it? Why even try? You know, that's so,
because I'm a full-time student, I have a full-time job, and I work overtime. I do a podcast, and I have 4 kids.
Oh, give me a break. It doesn't take that long to put up a strand of lights outside.
Excuses are like,
I just did it for did it for my parents a few days ago, and it took me like 30 minutes tops, and that's with replacing bulbs that were out and everything. It takes like little to no time. Easy. But I will say but I will say that's actually a good idea, Parrish. So how about this? In closing, for next week, this will be a homework assignment for us. We can record terrible houses that we see around, because I know my wife likes to go out every year around this time and see the Christmas lights and everything. So we'll all bring our handy dandy phones. Yeah. We'll probably go this weekend as well. Let's record, maybe a couple good examples that you see, just to show that there are people that do like nice stuff, nice decorations, even if they're just simple, and then some terrible, lazy examples. I already know the house in my neighborhood that has that laser thing, so I'll go over there and film that.
I'm just glad you can't see mine.
Yeah, we can have a little show and tell.
Yeah, that sounds good. Let's do it. Because the other thing that I really hate, I don't know if this is a Southern thing or like a white trash thing or what, but I hate blow up lawn decorations. If you want one, That's for like one snowman, one Santa Claus. That's fine. But you rarely ever see that. They always travel in packs, these lawn decorations. And so you've got like 10 big blow up lawn decorations and usually like nothing else. And it's terrible.
The people across the street from me do not have, I can't see it right now, but they have like a 20-foot Rudolph blow up thing. And when you walk outside at night, all you hear is from that fan. But so anyways, we're about to the end of this episode here. Everybody in the comment section down below, go ahead and throw all those things that you don't like. Yeah, let's see. Worst Christmas movies, best Christmas movies, whether or not you agree with Chaz's horrible opinion of A Christmas Story.
Insight. Or
Maybe
his Batman.
Yeah, post some links to houses around in your neighborhoods to see, you know, what you guys got going on. Then we'll show you ours next week. Let us know what you thought. And until then, we'll see you.